Now to the abortion pill battle. The Supreme Court on Friday temporarily keeping in place federal rules on an abortion drug while it takes time to fully consider the issues raised in a court challenge. That decision making it possible, at least for now, for women to get Mifepristone by mail as the legal battle continues. Meanwhile, rallies and protests were held throughout the country this weekend.
Safe and legal!
Protests and rallies across the country. At stake, the nation's most commonly used abortion pill, Mifepristone. The Supreme Court saying it will take up the issue.
What the Fifth Circuit did was to grant a stay that maintains the status quo, that keeps everything in place regarding the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals order and the order of U.S. District Judge Matthew Kismark and Amarillo that essentially limited the circumstances under which Mifepristone could be used or distributed. And the Supreme Court gave the anti-abortion proponents until 2 o'clock Wednesday to file a response.
KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss says the temporary action allows the full court to review emergency appeals from the Biden administration and one of the drug makers. It also gives the plaintiffs, a group of doctors and advocacy groups, until Tuesday to submit their arguments.
The Department of Justice is represented by the Solicitor General. That's the government's top lawyer in the United States Supreme Court, the best of the best. And the thrust of the SG's argument is that the plaintiffs, the anti-abortion proponents who won in Judge Kismark's court, don't have legal standing. It's a fancy legal term, meaning they weren't directly impacted or injured by the fact that Mifepristone's been approved by the FDA.
If the Fifth Circuit ruling is upheld, women would have to get the drug in person at the doctor's office. It would no longer be available by mail, and the window for prescription would be narrowed from 10 weeks to 7 weeks of pregnancy. Here's how Weiss says he sees it playing out if a stay is granted.
This is a big deal, and this is why. Because as a matter of Supreme Court policy, it takes the votes of 5 justices to grant a stay, which means that at least 2 of the conservatives, my guess, Chief Justice Roberts and Justice Kavanaugh, joined the court's 3 liberal members in ultimately issuing the stay.